Not made by God Almighty, but the working man.
You can be a hero by purchasing a residence in a Vault-Tec vault today. Because if the worst should happen tomorrow, the world is going to need you to build a better day after.
The mission of the vaults should be important to everyone.
Yes, hello everyone. It is in fact early. We are moving these midweek streams to earlier in the day so we can do them more consistently. And we're working to have guests on regularly as a regular part of the midweek live stream. So what y'all can expect is something that gets closer towards like 2 full podcast episodes a week. So, you know, your FDs, your Olays, your Raiders of the Lost podcast, your Ali Sadiqs, your Roy Woods, whatever. We got during the week and a weekend to have both of those. So that's what we're working on. So these midweek ones will now be earlier.
You need to go home. You come from a world of rules, of laws.
Okay, so the reason I'm watching this is right now I have started watching Fallout. And I was not expecting it to be good. Like, I had no expectations whatsoever of this show. I was like, fuck it, fine. You know what I mean? Like, the lights are coming on at the bar, and it's like, this is who you're standing across from, and you're like, fuck it, that'll do, donkey, that'll do. Let's go home, kind of a vibe. Because everything that I saw from it just looked kind of shit and boring, and like bad quality. But having watched it, with the exception of the power armor suits, it's pretty fucking good, honestly. Like, it's a fun world. Walter Goggins, as always, is fucking great. He's acting his fucking ass off in every scene. I care about the characters and what they're trying to do for the most part. And there is a great, like, meanwhile back at the farm sense of, like, parallel mystery and intrigue, a la season 4 of Stranger Things, or like other post-apocalyptic, like, bottle film style shows like Severance, Ascension, Silo, Paradise. Fallout is the same, where there's like, oh, we live in a safe haven, but something's not quite right. That happens. It's been done a trillion fucking times, and it's always good if you do it well. And so, like, they're out in the world solving one mystery, like what's in the doctor's head, but they're also solving another mystery, which is what is the true nature of the vaults. And then we as an audience, there's like a dramatic or reverse dramatic irony where we don't. I'm not a video game player, so there's a bunch of shit that I just don't even know about, like how they arrived in this particular world. So the war and the bombs and all that kind of shit, is kind of like, oh, this is, yeah, what does this mean? So for me, very fucking good. I'm set. And I'm about to start talking about the Odyssey, which I saw a few days ago. Thanks for coming through. Render Me. How did you come to find us, and what of our stuff have you watched, so I can tell which type of like what your on ramp was? Was it the comedy shit? Was it the political shit? Was it the dating shit? Something else? Let me see. You know what? I'm also going to talk about Vampire Lestat first before we get into the Odyssey, and then we'll talk about Wonder Man and the Grammys Yellow Artist category that BTS was mad about. Yeah, Spider-Man Brand New Day. Is that? Let me see. Yeah, Spider-Man Brand New Day. I think it's out, and I haven't. Yeah, and I haven't. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about it, but obviously I need to watch it. So yeah, yeah. Matter of fact, let me email. The most potato. Yeah, right now. Potato. In my opinion, top 5 Spider-Man movies. Top 5 out of how many have there been? 4, 6. That's good. I like that. For me, the Vampire Lestat, they make a major sort of like tonal shift. Ah, yeah, with Professor Odie. Okay, yeah, cool. What'd you think about the egg donor convo? Okay, so Vampire Lestat, they've made a major tonal shift towards it being like Californication. So the first 2 seasons were very like Hannibal Lecter, Pride and Prejudice. This sort of like poetic period piece, like almost, yeah, like I guess kind of gothic drama. It's two men, will they, won't they? It's candlelit and soft materials, kind of a vibe, and all of the intrigue is about betrayal. It's about lust. It's about love. It's not actiony. Whereas this new season, and I understand why they renamed it because it's a whole different vibe, and Lestat is the main character rather than Louis being the main character. It's very much a sex, drugs, and rock and roll with flashbacks to how Lestat became the Lestat that he is, which obviously dips its feet into that Pride and Prejudice sort of uh, male lovers, romance, sensuality aesthetic, but in a way that to me, as a non like as a non reader of the books and the source material, is like very confusing. I'm like, Interview with the Vampire is great because it's like we're going back in time, and the main thing that we're seeing is how did Louis de Pointe du Lac fall in love with Lestat de Lioncourt? That's the thing that we're seeing, and then there's little offshoots, but this one is like, how did Lestat, who is like a 300-year-old vampire, how did he become the Lestat that we know him to be? So now it's flashbacks to Louis, it's flashbacks to his first love, it's flashbacks to his maker, it's flashbacks to him drinking from Aaliyah, which is the Queen Akasha, who's like one of the first vampires, who's extremely powerful. If you drink her blood, you get fucking superpowers. And it's like it's trying to tell a 300-year-old story through like all these various different pieces, and it's too fucking much, and not enough at the same time. I just don't give that much of a fuck. There's just not a core problem that's pulling me into it, and also I think one of the biggest issues was when you do music in a show, music in the real world is subject to the market. So you as an artist, if you put out an album in the real world, you don't get to decide whether or not it's good. The people let you know whether it's good. It flops or it doesn't flop. The problem with doing it inside of a movie is that you have to bake in to your story that this thing in this world is decided to have been good, but that doesn't really work with music because we can hear it. So you can't just say, hey, this is what they consider good music. You have the audience has to actually enjoy it. Otherwise, it just feels like wait, so why is he famous as a rock star when his music is kind of mediocre and shitty? Sometimes you luck out, right? Where you have, Xenon the sequel and, fucking, what's the song from that? Zoom, 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 make my heart go boom. My Supernatural Girl, what is it? You know the song I'm talking about, for those of you who are old enough. And yeah, I think it's just hard to make a whole show about a rock star where we can hear their music being kind of mediocre and shitty. Like with Californication, which was what was really good, is you could make him this incredible writer, and you didn't really need to show his writing. You just needed to show that his book sold. And then so we can fill it in with whatever we consider to be good writing. And so that worked really, really well. But this has like 5 or 6 different songs that we're seeing, and they're just kind of whatever. So it just makes the whole process a lot worse. And cool, he's fucking his mom, but I don't care. Like, it's just, So, yeah. We love to see it. But what did you think, Rendered? What do you think about, at the end of the conversation? Where did you arrive? Exactly. This is the core issue with, like, when you're, it's the same problem that came up with Sage in The Boys, which is when the attribute of the character is one that you choose to display via text rather than subtext or suspension of disbelief, you have to actually be able to convincingly write something that people can't. You know what I mean? It's difficult to do. To write a smart character, or to write when you write a character who cures cancer, you don't release the white paper of their cancer treatment as part of the movie. You just say, hey, they figured out the cure to cancer. That happened off screen anyway, and you black box it. But when you say, like, no, this character is going to do something super smart, and we're going to walk you through this really smart thing, that's a super hard fucking thing to do. And I've seen some characters be written really smart. Batman's writers often have to do that. They have the benefit of him being in ridiculous, fantastical situations, but House of Cards is another great example. House of Cards is an incredibly written one. To be fair, I'm not a politician. I'm not super civically minded. So I don't know how realistic the things that he did are, but similar to Game of Thrones, when you look at these smart characters, you're like, oh, I believe that they did that. But yeah, Lestat, trash singer, which just completely fucks up his whole aura, because he's meant to be this like 300-year-old super sexy, suave, seductress who pulled, Louis de Pontelac into his sort of snare. He's this charismatic narcissist. And it's like, oh, you are charismatic, but you're kind of corny. So, yeah. Let's watch the Lynchers trailer real quick. I haven't seen this actually.
Simply prompt what you need and
It's time to get up, Junior.
so you're a space cop.
No, I'm just being trained. All right, new lesson. Take the ring. You fly.
Just fly.
I'm sorry. Fly, please. What's that?
You're the backup quarterback.
For now.
He's gonna do fucking great. And I know I hate British actors, but he's gonna do fucking
What do you think
great.
is going on?
It's no accident we're here. These victims are gonna end up being alien.
Based on what?
I have a feeling.
He has a feeling.
Rebel Ridge
This is more
alone.
than just a feeling.
This is a threat no one's ever seen before.
What do you know about manhunters?
Also love this setting.
Where'd you hear that word?
Midwestern Gothic, like, yeah, neo-Western. They're on another fucking
Manhunters are
planet.
the most dangerous beings to ever exist in the galaxy.
Sepia
It
tone.
can take the form of any species.
So it could be anyone.
God, I hope they don't fuck this up.
He's gonna send an army to put you down.
Yeah, because like cowboy western sci-fis work really fucking well when they're done well. They're hard to do well though. Sorry.
The ring's always been mine. Jordan's just keeping it warm.
Shit looks beautiful. I'm not even gonna hold you.
Sinestro.
You don't really believe he's your backup, do you, Hal?
No.
Let's say what he actually is.
My replacement. In brightest day. In blackest night. No evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green Lantern's light. How about a beer?
Nah, I am a fan. I love this like rustic, grizzled, hard boiled 5 o'clock shadow, leather and mesquite and tobacco, cowboy shit. This is great. This is great. Green Lantern making a solid light construct of a fucking bottler opener to blow away the dust. Like, perfect. Perfect. Very, very masculine, very manly, very rustic. I'm into it. Wow. Okay, Apathy, we see you. Nah, we gonna start playing the Mandem. Well, every Harlan Corbin fucking show that sets place in London is gonna be Denzel Washington and Sam Jackson. Watch. Supernova Girl. That's the fucking move. That's the song I was thinking of. Thank you very much, brother. Yeah, that's a rarity. Like sometimes you stumble into that shit, but it's very hard. The only way you can really do it correctly is to have it be retroactive. So the Mike movie works perfectly. The whole thing is just a long music video, but all of the songs in it are already time-tested classics that worked. But it's hard to predict whether or not a song is going to be good. Everybody thinks their song is going to be good when they make it. And yes, this is live, brother. This is live. Look, I get that that's the idea with Lestat. So to some extent, it kind of works. But then it's like, why am I watching it? You know what I mean? Like, I do kind of get that there's this like, I'm trying to compare it to something. Maybe it's similar to Californication, where it's like the writer hates their work, thinks it's mediocre, but the masses fucking love it. But I think in order for you to be like, I'm middling, but the masses love it, what you have to be producing is like pop slop. And what Lestat is making doesn't even feel good enough to be pop slop. So it's like, how is he even famous at this? Again, you black box it, right? So if you're like, oh, like imagine Drake is actually this incredible philosopher who's been alive for 5,000 years or whatever. And he's like, this is Drake was Abraham Lincoln. Drake was actually secretly Jesus, all this shit. And he's like, yeah, my current iteration is like a mediocre but incredibly popular rapper. Let's just say, if that's how you feel about Drake. Then you have to have actual songs that fucking pop off globally, you know? So yeah, this Green Lantern looks fucking good. This looks fucking good. And Aaron, what's the old boy's name? Aaron Pierre. Wait, what, is he Haitian? What is he? Aaron Pierre. He is. Sierra Leonean. Curacao. What the fuck? Where is Curacao? How have I never heard of this country? Curacao is a self-governing island country in the southern Caribbean Sea. Shit. Wow, it looks gorgeous. And it looks Netherlandsy for sure. Here, I'll show y'all real quick. Make sure there's nothing crazy on my screen. Yeah. This is Curacao. Huh. Why is no people? That's just tripping me out. Shit is abandoned. Pretty though. Okay, now the Odyssey. Oh, before the Odyssey, let's talk MCU's anti-blackness. Both Blade and Wonder Man have been canceled. Blade, we don't know what it was going to be, what the direction was going to be, but Your Mother, I think it's called, with Mahershala Ali, it seems to be, you know, an action, blade-wielding action movie of the same variety. Wonder Man, on the other hand, I wonder if it's a money thing, because it did get slept on as a show. Unfortunately, that is true. However, the director came out and said, "Hey, Marvel just said it's not the direction that they want to go." So, Wonder Man is the only decent fucking thing that Marvel has done and I like genuinely the last like decade. It's the best thing they've ever made. Like, genuinely, it's the first time I've given a fuck about any of the characters or what happens to them at all, which is crazy considering that it's like a minor goof character, Slatterly or whatever his name is. And they canceled that, and I'm like, yeah, like it hit what WandaVision was trying to be. WandaVision was great the first 3 episodes, and then it just turned back into, you know, laser slop. This was like, no, this is a story about a human being in a world of aliens and wizards and super powered shit, but that's not what this motherfucker story is about. And that's just fucking great. There's literally no villain. It's fucking great. Slice of life hero. It was so good. Curacao. Hey, well, you got to come through Paris. You got to come through every week, because we do a live stream at the beginning of every Saturday episode and every now midweek stream. And Summer Night, we are moving this midweek stream to earlier in the night, so it'll be at this time from now forward. And we're trying to make them a little bit more robust to it. So I'm gonna start having more guests during this period. So we're aiming towards getting you kind of 2 real full proper episodes every week. Is Werewolf by Night because I think that shit came and went. I never even watched it. Yeah, like the Hulk should be a slice of life story. Like, it could be so fucking good. I saw The Crowded Room with Tom Holland, and it's basically the Hulk. Like, it's basically the story of the Hulk. Like, that whole show could have been a Hulk series. Like, it could be Bruce forgetting that he's the Hulk and having to discover that he has dissociative identity disorder, and it would be great. They did this, like, because also the Hulk so many people have reheated the Hulk's nachos and then done them better. And to be fair, the Hulk is a reheating of Frankenstein, which I forget who made up Frankenstein, but that story. Oh wait, sorry, Frankenstein. That's Mary Shelley, right? Yeah, I was thinking of fucking the vampire shit. But Frankenstein and Jekyll and Hyde. Hulk is an iteration on that. And if you remember Nikki from Heroes, which is like a 2008 sci-fi, like super-powered story that kind of leaned away from the superhero aesthetics, but it was about superpowered people, and there were villains, but they were more like serial killer kind of vibes. So it was a little bit different from superhero show, but I think it's she had the same thing where she had a dissociative identity disorder, and one of her dissociated identities had superhuman strength and durability. And so she would wake up in a scenario where she's killed a motherfucker and been like, oh my God, what the fuck happened? You know, because this was her protector identity. So it's like Bruce grew up in an abusive household, which is the primary cause of dissociative identity disorder. So exploring like, why does he need the Hulk? Not just like, cool, I'm a man and I get angry and I'll beat your fucking ass. Like, yeah, cool. What trauma is at the heart of why Bruce is unable to engage with his own anger? When he gets into a scenario where he is scared, where he is angry, why does somebody else have to take the wheels internally? Why has his mind and his body told him that in those moments of anger and danger and fear, where he needs protection, that Bruce needs to be put to sleep because he cannot keep himself safe? I think that, and honestly, I think Ang Lee's Hulk was the closest we ever fucking got, and it slept on. Okay, Odyssey. Let's see. And then I'm gonna head off.
Tell me what you remember.
A wife? A son.
And then what?
We won the war. Help me go home.
This is a household waiting for master. I want you to choose me.
Ithaca's king is coming back.
No, he's not.
What would he do if he came back here and find all these suitors in his house?
You're pining for a daddy you didn't even know, like some sniveling bastard.
Who's looking after your wife and son?
Do you see?
My dad is coming home.
Bringing vengeance.
Bringing it all.
I need everyone in this party dead. I can still save them.
You're a man who needs to control his fate. But you cannot control this. That world is gone.
No one could stand between me and home. Not even the gods.
Keep us straight!
I think it's asleep.
Okay, so you know what? I liked what they were attempting to do, but there was some shit that felt like borderline, hello, fellow kids, I'm trying to get my Riz up to kill this Cyclops. Like, it just felt, it was just on the border. So I think they should have reeled it back just a tad. But I think everybody being American is, kind of a little bit fine. But Robert Pattinson's accent was like, I get he was meant to be like a sniveling Godfrey, Draco Malfoy type of character. it was just a little bit too much. But pretty good. Overall, movie, I'll break it into a few. Directing and visuals, 0 red flags. Flawless. Great. Incredible. The directing, the cinematography, the editing, the sound design, and the music of this movie made me interested in a story that I would have fucking fallen asleep on otherwise. The story, probably like 2.5 red flags. Very mediocre. It was cool. It was whatever. Honestly, this whole thing should have been like it should have been a mini series, because it was too short and too long. It was too long for a movie, and it should have been, and not 2 parts. It should have been like 6 45-minute long episodes. The other thing that I think that is difficult is I vaguely remember the Iliad and the Odyssey, and I've seen Oh Brother Where Art Thou. So as I was watching that, I was like, oh yeah, I remember some of this story, but I forgot the twist. I forgot all of that shit, which was good. But I think the problem with like really old stories is they don't age super well, because we've discovered better ways of doing certain shit. So this character in like Odysseus feels like the story keeps telling us how smart and clever he is, but he has a little bit of hubris, but he just kind of comes across a bit of a dumbass. Like, he doesn't come across as incredibly clever. He comes across as the way like a kid would write a clever person. I mean, it depends on what we mean by flawed, but like, he did a lot of shit that I was like, why would you do, like, you're escaping. Why would you shoot the fucking thing and cause it to chase you down and kill you? And I get, the idea is that he has hubris. So he does the shit that Goku does, which is that I want to win, but I don't want to, but I'm willing to handicap myself so that I know the victory feels fair, which they do throughout the whole thing, because he plucks his bow, which plays like a single note. So it's kind of like an instrument, which is really good. And they have like a very rock and roll twist, like, like somebody revealing that they actually have, karate. It's Brock Lee or whatever the fuck his name, Rock Lee dropping the ankle weights moments where all of the suitors try and string the bow. None of them are strong enough. And then Odysseus, after, 20 years, he's broken, old. He's an old man. He comes in disguised as a beggar, and he strings it, and then he plucks it, which makes the noise. And it's a very like cinema, borderline. It's like an anime moment. So some of it felt very anime-ish to me, which is that like, this is really super cool and smart to like a 13-year-old. Yeah, maybe. And he definitely does like get rid of all like the women are all with it. Anne Hathaway is pretty good, but they're definitely made side characters. But I'm not even gonna say that. Odysseus is the main character. So I don't think any of the men are any more fleshed out than the women, than most of the women are. But Circe gets flattened. The sirens aren't characters. Penelope is probably the most well fleshed out of the women characters. And she does act her ass off with regard to her desire for Odysseus. That is true. So yeah, cool. What else can I say? The way that they did the Cyclops, the Little Giants, Charybdis and Scylla, all that stuff was pretty good. Transforming the dudes into pigs, pretty good. It was great visually. Yeah, beautiful gowns. Beautiful gowns. That's all I can say about it. But I would not have seen that movie on my own. I will likely not see it again. Also, Telemachus, very annoying, very boring. What's his name? Eurylochus. He was cool. I didn't quite understand the relationship between him, because I thought that he was supposed to be, like, in the story, I think he was like an enemy, but in the movie, he was like his best friend. Elliot Page, I don't know. He seemed kind of pointless in the movie. Like, not pointless, but it just was like, what was the... I don't know. Who else was in there? Yeah, it was cool. None of the that's it. Oh yeah, also Charlize Theron's character also seemed a little bit pointless. No, I'm not discounting that. That's the core of the point why stories age poorly, because the name for the trope is like Seinfeld isn't funny. This is exactly the point. This is core to what I'm saying. So it's like if I get on a plane and that motherfucker is run with a propeller and made out of wood, you could be like, yeah, but bro, all the planes that you flew on came from. It's like, yeah, my nigga, it's 2026. Why am I flying in a 300-year-old plane? Why am I reading a story that's that old? I think that's good for reference, but sometimes it's like, yeah, it's not as clever as the things that came from it. Why would it be? We've advanced since then with the way that we tell a story. I'm willing to do that. Yeah, I think I'm willing to do that. Yeah, I very well might, and I definitely like. I'm sure at some point I did it in school. Like it was very familiar, and I did a whole like Greco-Roman mythology was a big part during like my high school education. Like I think I had a whole class where, and then I also took Latin as my like thing, so I could like write and read Latin, you know, kind of okay-ish. So yeah. Also, one. Also, I think it became very tedious, a la Prison Break, which is we see that he's alive, so we already know that he's alive. We're watching him try and remember his family. Then we're watching his family at the same time, you know, dealing with the fact that he's not there. And then we're also doing flashbacks as he reconstructs his past, which is a good. I like the storytelling thing, and you know, to fucking King of the Hill, you can see that, you know, storytelling has been built so much off of that kind of, you know, flash forward, flashback, flash parallel. Meanwhile, back on the farm, kind of a thing. But watching this man Odysseus go the wrong direction to get home, go to a bunch of random fucking places only to repeatedly get beat up by monsters for entirely preventable shit is just like laughable. You know what I mean? Like if there was a reason that he had to take that route, cool. And I get it. Like he didn't want to go home. So it's almost like the Odyssey was him punishing himself. So he was doing dumb shit on purpose. I don't know. Like being like the character did dumb shit because that's the point just feels like dumb writing to me. It's just tedious. Yeah, I believe it. And it's just like, do I really want to watch a motherfucker be stupid for fucking 3 hours straight? Like they kept going to islands with monsters. Like, bro, pick a different island. What is the point of this story? You're just going to monster islands? Like maybe if it was like there was different shit on different places that wasn't related to an island, but it just felt like maybe try something else. Maybe try fishing in the fucking ocean, because why are we going to islands and every island's got some bullshit on it? Yeah, I think they should have fleshed that out as well more, because I cannot stress how tedious it was for them to be like over and over again. Land ho! There's an island. Nigga, don't go to that island. It's about to be another monster over there. We've arrived at the island. Look, food. Bro, the food finna be a monster, bro. This food is delicious, bro. Oh no, the food is a monster. Like, all right, man. Let's run back to the boat. I watched these niggas run back to their boats 6 fucking times. Boring. Right, exactly. It's Greek myth logic, which is fine if it's a Greek myth. If I'm watching a movie, no, give me something else. This is boring. So anyway, that's my take. All right, I've got to head. Thank you everybody for coming through. As always, I will see y'all next week and on Saturday. Peace, everybody.